Hi everyone! Today we will discuss sports and healthy lifestyle phenomena. We will briefly go through these definitions and consider some examples, benefits, principles, and of course it will be finished with your homework and control test completion. Topic is tightly correlated with the previous ones and I suppose with the topics from other different subjects. So let's go to the first slide. And we will start with definitions for sport. And according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, sport defined as a contest or a game in which people do certain physical activities according to a specific set of rules and compete against each other. Also, sports in general considered as a physical activity that is done for enjoyment. Also, done for enjoyment rather than as a job or for food for survival. Also, participating in an activity for enjoyment rather than as a job or for food survival considered in US. So, usually we consider sport as a competitive activity. That means that we compete with each other alongside a set of rules, and we will be ranked. For example, first place, second, and so on, or gold medal, silver or bronze medal, and it allows us to be much more motivated. According to definitions, we can conclude that sport is not necessarily good for health, and it's true. Sometimes athletes during competition preparation could go without any limit and sacrifice their health in accordance to their a particular place they want to be or ranked. Sport pertains to any form of competitive physical activity or game that aims to use, maintain or improve physical ability and skills while providing enjoyment to participants and, in some cases, entertainment to spectators. Of course, sport is a very attractive performance, and especially competitive and team games that could be translated through the internet, through television, and tickets could be sold, and people could travel from one country to another to visit a particular championship campaign, for example. And it's a entertainment industry, and sport is one of the most unique and attractive and pleasant performance that attract spectators a lot. And this element is also quite a motivative factor for athletes to be persistent and year by year. Usually athletes are very determined in what they do, and they are planning their preparation and conditioning or different kinds of training sessions and activities. And as it was told before, they could sacrifice some health and later on have a heart or other organs or organ systems issues, healthy issues. Competitive physical activity. Sport usually apply competitive element in any kinds of activity that sport is based on, a particular kind of sport is based on. And this allow also particular judges or developed a set of rules to follow. Game. Usually sport is associated with the game because it always a competition, one team with another, or competition, one individual athlete with another one, and this competition is a very attractive one. But anyway, sport is one of the most effective kinds of physical activity, and it spread and overall utilized in the schools, in the universities, and we applied with different variety of ages. Not because it's very attractive and sometimes beautiful performance and or activity, but also it's a universal tool to develop some movement capacities, develop strength, endurance, flexibility, agility, and coordinative capacities. It's especially effective with the children because they are attracted with emotion, positive emotions that games or competition could bring to them, and it allows them to open up their possibilities and develop some potential strength or endurance that could be quite limited development could be maintained if no motivation could be shown by them. Sport is usually governed by a set of rules or customs which serve to ensure a fair competition and allow consistent education of the winner. Winning can be determined by physical events such as scoring goals or crossing a line first. Applying a particular rules or customs, we mean that athletes or students should learn a particular knowledge and be familiar with those rules. That means that part of a theory should be introduced in the curriculum in order to make them more competent. Of course, sport is not only a practical activity but also some mental work or intellectual work that applied by individuals. And for you as a students, also key kinds of sport that are included in the curriculum in physical education are mandatory to learn as a theory, as a set of rules, for example. And usually sport activity could be presented at the university level as a extra curricular activity. That means that you can join a team, for example volleyball team, and participate in training sessions and competitions after study day. And this is also quite beneficial kind of activity because attending sport training sessions you can relax and recover faster from previous loads, for example workload, intellectual workload. But also if the sport is team sport, when you compete with other teams, you can conversate with your teammates. You can be socialize with your teammates, make friends, and share joy and pleasure, emotions, and also brings quality in your leisure time. Also, sport activity teach us to evaluate more precisely our strengths and weaknesses, teaches us how to manage our power, not overestimate and not underestimate what we can do in order to achieve a particular goal. And this ability and this skill actually and experience that gives us sport activity is universal also for our everyday activities, such as study or work, or how we spend our leisure time. Sport can also be determined by judges who are scoring elements of the sporting performance, including objective or subjective measures such as technical performance or artistic impression. That characteristics divides kinds of sport into different and but vast spheres. First, as a technical performance could be measured much more objectively. For example, if we have a sprinting 100 meters, so it could be evaluated by seconds. And conversely, ice skating or artistic gymnastics could be evaluated much more subjective by a particular amount of points, where judges try to evaluate athletes' performance. Also tells us about some kind of theory that athlete or student should acquire in accordance to the requirements to be successful in a particular kind of sport. It brings attractiveness and makes this kind of activity much more interesting. That's why usually athletes who devote a lot of time to a particular kind of sport are very motivated, and they can tolerate temporary defeat, for example, in competition, not only because of their benefits of sport activity, but also because they develop some psychological tolerance to defeat, temporary defeat. Usually temporary, all defeat that we can meet in our life is temporary, but sometimes we are so demotivated to continue our activity that first defeat can stop our future success. But the majority of athletes or sportsmen or sportswomen, they develop this kind of psychological attitude to sport activity, that temporary defeat is considered by them as a necessary element of their progression. And these characteristics give us another example why sport activity is so beneficial in order to bring us structure, ability, and skills to manage our everyday life and estimate our power and what we can do, evaluate our strengths and weaknesses, and in some, as a outcome, it allows us to be much more effective in every activity that we are undertaking. But let's focus on health issues of sport activity. Of course, uh, competition or training sessions allow us to improve and develop our conditioning and to increase our strength, ability, endurance, flexibility, agility, and so on. And first that we should consider is a healthy lifestyle that helps to keep and improve our health and well-being. Healthy living is a lifelong effect. The ways to being healthy include healthy eating, physical activities, weight management, and stress management. Good health allows us to study or work more efficient. Physical activity is important for people for all weight ranges and health conditions. So, sport activity could be a factor in order to achieve a healthy lifestyle. But of course, sport and regular physical activity very often is not the same. Sport activity very often push people to sacrifice their health in order to achieve success in sport. For example, to win a game at the end of the season. So this is a negative side of sport that quite often could be met with top athletes. But instead of sacrificing your health, we can actually invest a lot in our health by building healthy lifestyle. And the word lifestyle means that this is something that should be developed on the everyday basis. That means early morning we wake up, at what we do. Are we continuing to be sleeping or to be lazy, or we choose to wake up, get up, to make some warming up exercises and cook some healthy breakfast and so on. And this example describes us how is important not to waste the time, but try to extract from each hour or each day benefit for our health or benefit for our well-being. This is important, and sport very often facilitates to find out this way of living. Also, physical activity and physical exercising contributes a lot in structure every day. So we can plan more precisely what we should do today and tomorrow and after a week and so on. Also, healthy lifestyle includes healthy eating. That means that we should have a specific knowledge and be able to choose a right food and the right product for a particular situation. Should we intake more water or less salt? Should we avoid sugar? Or should we include in our ration more fruits and vitamins and so on? So this is actually an art. How can we combine different ingredients and cook a meal, a healthy meal and delicious, all the same? So this is the art, and this is a skill, and the theory and knowledge, and all these components should be acquired by students during the life. Actually, a healthy lifestyle means that we meet challenges every day, where each day is a unique, and we should adjust our habits, eating habits for example, to requirements of this day. Should we consume more calories, more energy, or not? Actually reduce it. Should we acquire more protein or carbohydrates? It also should be evaluated by our abilities, and sometimes we are mistaken, but usually we use these mistakes as a temporary defeat, as I said before, in order to progress. Without mistakes, actually we cannot progress in and in healthy lifestyle too. Healthy lifestyle and good health gives us opportunity to study much more productive or work much more efficient, and as early we try to adjust our habits to be more healthy, the more beneficial and rewarding will be outcome to come. So to study much more efficient means that we should have endurance, for example, and physical activity and healthy lifestyle. Sometimes sport activity could give us this ability to have a good stamina. Endurance or good stamina allow us to be more productive at the study at the university for a long period of time. Sometimes 2 lessons it's too much for us for one day, but if we have a training session, for example, we go to the swimming pool and we swim for 45 or 60 minutes, and we develop our endurance, so our pulmonary and cardiovascular system much more adapted, improved, so we can utilize more oxygen, and by utilizing more oxygen when we study we can enhance our intellectual ability, to enhance it not only by our focusing on a particular topic, by to be much more determined and persistent too, and to be productive for a longer period of time. Weight management and stress management. Sometimes weight is an issue for some individuals, and by applying physical activity in the healthy lifestyle, so that means on the everyday basis, could be excellent tool to regulate weight. Stress management. Of course, physical activity or sport activity can bring psychological relief from stress, and physical activity, wonderful and easy to access a tool for this kind of relaxation, or sometimes even a therapy. And attending training sessions not once a week but 2 or even 3 times a week can have a tremendous effect for psychological state or attitude, or in what mood we are most of the time. Physical activity benefits. So physical activity helps to burn off extra calories. It is good for the heart and circulatory system. It maintains or increases muscle mass. It helps to focus. and improves overall health well-being. So physical activity actually is essential part of our life. We actually could not survive without physical activity. Or in other words, physical inactivity can unfortunately bring some disorders of our physical state. For example, physical inactivity or sedentary lifestyle predominantly can bring overweight or increase of weight. It also can have a negative influence on our cardiovascular system, and with aging we can develop some heart diseases, unfortunately. But some easy steps, like including 20-30 minutes of physical activity, moderate to vigorous physical activity in each day, can have a tremendous healthy effect. Healthy lifestyle is a worldwide priority for World Health Organization that states that encouraging a healthy lifestyle characterized by regular physical activity in children is a worldwide priority for future health to overcome the challenges posed by sedentary lifestyle. So healthy lifestyle could be one of the most important aspects in order to protect people, and especially children, from some serious disorders like a cardiovascular system disease. Physical exercise. Physical exercise is important for maintaining physical fitness and can contribute to a variety of processes, physiological processes, for example. And physical exercise, it's not only a movement itself, but it also should have a purpose. Movement with purpose, in other words, this is a physical exercise. For example, we have a purpose to develop our endurance, and we build a particular movement. We try to construct a particular movement in order to achieve this wonderful goal, enhancing endurance. This is the physical exercise. This is the difference. So, physical exercise contributes to maintaining health, physiological well-being, and strengthening the immune system. This is an important issue also, immune system. When we develop our endurance, usually we enhance our immune system responsiveness to some pathogens, for example. Also, physical exercises are contributing to regulating digestive health. Very important issue also, because what we eat and how we manage with this food, how our organism reacts for a particular food mixture, allow us to get more proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. And this is essential elements for life and for productivity, and in overall quality of life. Quality of life depends on how our digestive health is right now. Also, physical exercises are contributing to weight balance and bone density. Important issue. Bone density means that our bones are quite strong enough that they are protected from breaking apart, Especially it's important when it's winter time, and outdoor we can meet some icy coverage with slippery places, and especially bone density issue is important and actual for all the people. So lack of bone density could be considered as a predisposition for a severe injury like a bone breaking. Muscle strength, flexibility, joint mobility, aerobic and anaerobic endurance, and agility also is a point to consider it as a outcome of physical exercising. Also, physical exercising could increase life expectancy and quality of life. If we apply physical activity every day, we can maintain much more productive not only our study or work, but also our functioning of our organism in a healthy way, and it will increase our quality of life, more pleasure of life, and um, by improved stress management and study management, work management, we could allow us more leisure time, and leisure time means more pleasure time. So quality of life depends on our healthy lifestyle and physical activity in as a part of this kind of lifestyle. Life expectancy has a tight correlation with quality of life. What food we are consuming, what emotions we feel every day, what about physical activity, what's about the state of our physical state, the state of our organ systems, our bones, and other parts of components of our organisms. Also, physical exercising prevent actually aging. So we have biological age, and we have age that when we for example, we know when we were born, and sometimes biological age could be quite different from our calendar age. Physical education. Let's consider this process, this phenomena. Physical education develops the skills, knowledge, values, and attitudes needed for establishing and enjoying an active and healthy lifestyle, as well as building student confidence and competence in facing challenges as individuals and in groups or teams through a wide range of learning activities. Physical education means that we are educated, that we learn, but not only some knowledge or norms or rules, but we actually acquire new technique. We develop our skills, physical skills. We enhance our conditions, and all this mixture, all this combination is unique, and be involved in physical education and being active and conscious what we are doing in this process could have a tremendous effect in our success in any activity that we are undertaking. For example, being successful, being active actually in physical education, we can be much more productive in other subjects like mathematics or arts, because physical education improves our physical state, Physical education teach us how to manage a particular situation, teach us how to adjust much more effectively to different situations and different challenges that we actually meet every day. Physical education teach us how to manage stress, how to evaluate our abilities. Physical education gives us opportunity to be self-confident and increase our self-esteem. And physical education could actually make us high achievers, not low achievers, people or individuals who underestimate their abilities, but high achievers, to 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 get inside how really we are strong or weak sometimes. But by this kind of evaluation we can plan strategy for a particular activity in order to achieve a particular goal. So physical education, it's not only about how to run fast or to play volleyball much more successful. It's not only this part. Actually, it's just a little part. But the whole picture, the bigger picture, is that it actually contributes a lot in the quality of life itself. That's I strongly recommend to be active in physical education classes, and it doesn't matter is it a practical or theory classes. All the same principle, to be active and try your best in order to achieve a particular goal. And for now, let's make a conclusion of this topic, sports and healthy lifestyle. We started with considering definitions of sport and find out that sport, it's not only physical activity, but it also a competition, a game, and some kind of entertainment, sometimes very spectacular, and sometimes sport has a negative sides when athletes actually sacrifice their health in order to be temporarily successful. But usually sport is a wonderful tool, not only for students but also for children, to be active and motivated and enjoy time spent in sport activities. And sport actually teach us how to manage different situations. Sport teach us how to evaluate our strengths and weaknesses, and how to plan a particular strategy for a particular situation. Also, sport develops our overall knowledge and intelligence, because we learn different rules and customs, and some sports specifics in general. After that, we considered what is physical activity, physical exercises, and healthy lifestyle. And the point is that healthy lifestyle means everyday activity, that we set a particular purpose. For example, to start eating healthy, or to start have the moderate to vigorous physical activity at least 30 minutes or more every day. It's a good start. Small steps, but very important in order to increase overall health and to have a better healthy habits, to change our habits, to make them much more healthy. As a feedback of this discussion, I would like to get from you a completion of control test. It will be some questions, and of course you can rely on this lecture material in order to answer the questions of this test. If you have any questions, of course you can write on the Moodle platform, and I will answer you, of course, as soon as possible. This is a short version of a lecture, but I just followed the time schedule that was determined by Dean Office. So it should be for this term, spring term, 2 lessons for you, one that consists of 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and another about 90 minutes. So next lecture will be more continued, more longer, much more longer, and more information will be given for you, for your consideration. But sports and healthy lifestyle is a universal topic with different angles that could be considered in not only in the subject of physical education, but other subjects too. And for you as a future physicians or doctors, you can meet some healthy lifestyle issues in theory in a variety of subjects. Specific knowledge and your experience actually make you as a student a perfect discussion partner. I think that you have your personal experience and examples that you can demonstrate or present as an example how sports or healthy lifestyle intercorrelated with each other, or how healthy lifestyle can be influential for educational process, educational performance, or for enhancing actually productivity, in any activity that we can meet in our everyday life. So thank you for your attention. Please follow the link below where will be control test on the Moodle platform, and devote some time for answering the questions. You can rely on this video material, this presentation. If you will have some questions or feedback, of course you can write me. I will always answer your questions. So for now, that's it. See you next time. I wish you a good day. Bye bye.